Peter Phelps flopped down on his bed after returning from another long day in the pool. As captain of the swim team, he had just returned from another out-of-town meet and was ready to crash. That's when it hit him. The drama club's dress rehearsal for their winter theatrical production was tomorrow. Peter had a small part, but it was a crucial one, and he still needed to practice. A three-sport athlete, Peter was constantly on the go, but his school guidance counselor recommended he spread his wings a bit and try something new. Peter had always intrigued him, so he spoke with Miss Ledecky, the drama club teacher, and she had the perfect role for him. A role that had some meat to it, but was still small enough to accommodate his busy schedule. It was a retro 80s play. In the role of a breakdancer, he was to enter stage left into a street scene. He would deliver a few lines and then perform a breakdance routine before a police officer entered and forced them to vacate the area. He'd work with Miss Ledecky during lunch break a few times to learn the choreography, but wouldn't have a chance to practice with the rest of the cast until the lights went up on the dress rehearsal tomorrow. He had planned to practice on the stage at school following tonight's swim meet, but the meet ran long and he simply had to get home. As he lay there on his bed, he couldn't help but feel stressed. Sure, it was only a dress rehearsal, but there was still a sizable audience invited to attend. He needed to perfect his performance. But how? That's when it hit him. His baseball coach had always stressed the importance of visualization. Coach Rivera recommended taking time before the game to visualize your position. See the ball coming off the bat, see yourself react, crossover step to the right, dive, field the ball, get your feet back under you, come up firing over to first base. He recommended taking time before each at-bat for visualization as well. See yourself knock the donut off the bat, step into the batter's box, eye the pitcher as you settle into your stance. Feel the rhythm as you time the pitch. Progress into the load position. See the rotation of the ball. Transfer your weight and unload the bat through the ball. Peter experienced great success with the use of visualization on the baseball diamond last season. So much so that visualization became a regular part of his pregame ritual as a defensive back during football season and now during swim season, especially prior to his favorite event, the 100-meter butterfly. But could it work on the stage as well? He was committed to finding out. As he lay there on the bed, he imagined himself standing backstage waiting for his cue. Looking around, he could see his breakdance buddies, Turbo and Spicy G, waiting by his side. Back on stage, a breakdancer called out, "Yo, it's about to get real. Look who showed up." That was their cue. Peter visualized himself strutting on stage with his sunglasses, high fives all around before he delivers a few crucial lines to introduce a breakdance move unlike anything they'd ever seen before. Then finally he says, "Step aside, fellas, feast your eyes on this," and begins a brief but intense breakdancing routine. Peter visualized the dance move by move in his head. As he did, he could see where he was on the cardboard mat. He could see the eyes of his fellow breakdancing actors watching him. He could feel the transition between each of the breakdance moves. And finally, mid-dance, he could see the police officer come on stage, forcing the dance crew to clear out. He ran through the entire scene 4 or 5 times before finally falling asleep. The following day after school, the drama club welcomed Peter with open arms and were eager to see what he had in store for his scene. 20 minutes into the performance, Peter found himself looking at the stage from behind the curtain, just as he'd done with his visualization routines. He looked to his side. There were Turbo and Spicy G, just as he'd seen in his mind all those times before. He was a bit nervous, but who wouldn't be when trying something new like this? He took a deep breath and allowed himself one last moment of visualization as he mentally performed his breakdance routine. Finally, the moment of truth. "Yo, it's about to get real. Look who showed up." Peter gave one last look at his fellow actors, threw on his sunglasses, and with all the confidence he could muster, strutted on stage. He nailed it. Miss Ledecky couldn't believe her eyes. Even the police officer was so impressed that he almost forgot to go on stage. As the cast gathered backstage after the show, Miss Ledecky gave some follow-up notes in anticipation of tomorrow's opening night. In doing so, she couldn't help but recognize Peter's performance. The entire cast was impressed, well aware of the challenges he was facing due to his conflicting swim schedule. "Peter, you and I did work a few times during lunch, but that performance far surpassed my expectations," the teacher said. "You had to have practiced more than that. What's your secret?" "My secret?" Peter questioned. "Well, I actually did practice my act a number of other times as well. I did it while driving to school this morning. I did it at the library. I did it in study hall." Miss Ledecky and the entire cast were stunned. "How is that even possible?" she asked. Peter smiled. "I practiced my performance over and over and over in my head, Miss Ledecky." The power of visualization.